This week, Gauteng Premier David Makhura convened a meeting to lay out the strategy for Gauteng against the rising COVID-19 infections. The province reported 1,162 new infections on Wednesday, almost triple the average number of daily infections last week. We're now joined by Gauteng provincial spokesperson Thabo Masebe to explain the province's response plan after yesterday's meeting. Thabo, good evening and thank you so much for your time tonight. Let's talk about the response plan. What are some of the priorities?
Well, first of all, we have to repeat the message to all the people of Gauteng that the most effective weapon against COVID-19 remains the non-pharmaceutical interventions, which include the wearing of masks, maintaining a safe distance from the next person, and practicing hygiene by washing your hands with soap, with water and soap, or using a sanitizer. So the other thing, what we have noted also over the past week is that there's been an increase in the number of gatherings, large gatherings, which are considered as super spreaders of COVID-19. And as long as we have more of those events, we can rest assured that the numbers are going to continue to rise. So we appeal to the people of Gauteng that let us avoid all of these gatherings, let us avoid all these events and activities that continue, that are high risks for spreading the virus. And of course, as government, we will also be working with various stakeholders, business people, especially in the hospitality sector, as well as those that sell alcohol at their own place for consumption on site. We will work with them to ensure that as they continue to trade, all the people who visit their places are safe. They practice all these non-pharmaceutical measures. So we will be working, as I said, with the operators themselves, because we do appreciate that returning to hard lockdown may not be an option, because we want to keep the economy open, but we also need to take care of ourselves.
And Thabo, when you talk about returning to a hard lockdown not being an option, could we see this being an option if the numbers continue to rise dramatically, as has been seen by provinces like the Eastern Cape, especially in areas like Nelson Mandela Bay? Could Gauteng find itself in that position?
Well, first of all, it's not even up to Gauteng, it's up to the national government. But I think we already have an indication from the president that it's unaffordable. The country simply doesn't have money, because if we lock down, it means we must give people money and more people are going to lose jobs and so on. So we're trying to recover the economy. We are going to continue operating. We will keep the economy open, but at the same time, all of us need to understand that it is not up to government to stop the spread of COVID-19, because COVID-19 transmits from one person to the other. So it is up to us to stop to limit the transmission, to limit the spread by practicing the measures that are available, which include, as I said, wearing a mask when you are among other people, and keeping a safe distance, and continuing to practice hand hygiene.
When you look at a statement by the Democratic Alliance in Gauteng, it says that the provincial government has failed to provide accurate figures and a district breakdown to track the spike in cases. What do you say to these particular allegations?
There was a problem of data harmonization, which we are attending to make sure that all the people who are sending reports from the institutions and from the district offices have the same data set, so that we don't send conflicting numbers we are confident that that matter is being resolved. So we will continue to trace and track all the new cases to ensure that those who test positive, all their contacts are also screened, and where they require testing, we're also able to test them.
And Thabo, I spoke to a healthcare worker just a short while ago here on the program who was talking about the strain that the hospitals, were going through, particularly in the first surge of the cases, and now even saying that as they're seeing numbers continue to rise, they are of course concerned as healthcare workers. Would you say Gauteng is in a position to be able to handle an influx of cases should we see an even bigger surge than what we are seeing now?
We continue to look at the capacity of the health system. We can never say we have sufficient capacity, but at the moment we are coping, but we'll continue to attend to the issues of capacity to ensure that even as the numbers increase and more people require hospital care, we are able to provide those services.
All right, Thabo, thank you so much for your time tonight. We certainly do appreciate it. That's Thabo Masebe there. He is with the Gauteng provincial government, and certainly, reiterating the importance of adhering to safety protocols, because this is something that even the health minister has really been stressing. I mean, even going as far as saying South Africans must choose between life and death this Christmas. It's important for everyone to adhere to the safety protocol. Just